I recently got new tires, and at least I know I can go down that hill. So I got new tires from Cycle Meeting, WTB Byways 700 by 34. The reason being was that I want this bike to be my quote-unquote road bike, but knowing how I ride, I am too hard-headed to stick to the road. I am by heart an off-road guy. So I decided to get the Byways. Has some thread on the sides and is kinda slick in the middle, which should allow me to go fast on the road and still allow some off-road shenanigans. But that's all in theory right now. Let's see how it goes. Whoa. Before. So previously I had on the 700 by 38 WTB Ramblers, and I actually really like those tires, but the purpose of putting those tires into this bike was so that I could race with this bike. And considering my schedule for the rest of the year, it doesn't look like I'll be joining any pure gravel races soon. So the original intention of this bike is to make it my quote-unquote road bike, hence the change of tires. And I gotta say, it is performing pretty much how I expected. The tire pressure, I always look at the NV tire pressure chart. Just Google NV tire pressure chart and you'll figure out what I'm talking about. So I pumped this up to 45 psi and it feels like how I'm used to the WTB and even Panaracer tires feel. They feel very plush, feel very comfortable. And since it is basically a slick with knobs on the side, it feels pretty fast. And since it's 700 by 34, I would assume it is slightly faster than the 700 by 38 on the road, especially when the speeds go up. It would be interesting to see how this performs on like a crit setting. But for my everyday riding, this is very nice. Alright, now we're gonna ride through terrain that I suspect will not be the most comfortable for these tires. It's loose, chunky, and steep. Really bumpy. I'm skidding a little bit. Bonus single track area. Oh yeah. Good luck. Will you turn? Do that whole thing. We're going downhill. So I had a little difficulty keeping my line straight. Alright. Oh, yep. Oh yeah. Take it slow in the corners. The brakes. Whoa. Ah. Huh. My jaw is a little bit tired from holding the camera. So the Byways, despite the slick center, can handle off-road. It just won't be that comfortable or fast. Like, I feel like the faster you're going off-road, the bigger tire you need, and possibly the more technical it is, the more thread you need. This one is, in gravel standards, a pretty thin tire with very little knobs. If you want to do mostly road and you still want to do off-road bits, I feel like the sweet spot is in between 700 by 30 to 700 by 35. For my riding, I tried having a proper slick, I think it was an Eagle 700 by 30, and it was a good tire, I liked it, but I found myself opting out of off-road sections because it was very jarring on the road. Now, I don't know if it was because it was a pure slick and not a gravel tire, or if it was the size of 700 by 30. So I'm hitting the 700 by 34 WTB Byway for this bike currently, and I think it checks a lot of boxes for the type of riding that I like to do. And lastly, I'd like to thank Cycle Meeting for sending this tire over. They have the best bike stuff. Just check out their albums on Facebook. Anything you could possibly want on a bike, they have it. And they are expanding their inventory to other sports that's not cycling. I recently got a pair of shoes from them, and I ran with them once and I enjoyed them. I will run with them again eventually. So thank you again, Cycle Meeting. Check them out at facebook.com/cycle meeting. Very, very good online bike shop. Alright, I'm going to keep on riding before it gets dark. No boring days. Please subscribe. One last thing before I go. Check this guy out. He was jogging with one leg. What's your excuse?